Hey, this is Rachel from the Life Facilitator, and I am going to be doing a memory plan with me today. And I just starting with to show you the first week of July. And I am going to be focusing on washi for this memory plan with me. I also wanted to mention that I print my photos from my printer using iPhoto, the custom option at roughly 2 by 3 inches. So that's how I get all of those photos onto one sheet. So here I'm showing you that I went ahead and made some decorative boxes using just the washi, which is a really fun way to use the washi in maybe a slightly different way. And so I'm going to be, those will be added to my pages. So I'm just sharing, I have a little sheet that shows a bunch of different ways that you could use washi. The next way is you creating a flip, and I will also do that in this spread. And then things like helping to create backgrounds. Here I'm showing just, with a couple rips of washi and a couple layers of ripped washi, you can easily make a quick background for your photos or your journaling or whatever that may be. So also I'm showing here that don't be afraid to rip or alter your washi because I, for me, I like when washi looks a little um, ripped or kind of not as perfect. And so, yeah, so I'm just giving you a couple examples here. And now that you've seen those, we'll get started on the actual memory planning. So I'm not going to make you watch me cut out my photos. I will do that off camera. And typically when I'm memory planning in this format, I usually start with the photos. I want to know where my photos are going to be placed because that helps me figure out how I'm going to decorate the pages around the photos. So the photos to me are the most important part, and then kind of the decoration and everything else is secondary. And so I am roughly placing the photos on the days that they happened, but like the right side of the page is a little bit more chronological than the left side of the page. Um, and I had a lot of photos this week, partly because um, I don't know, I just, there were a lot of like little things that happened this week that I wanted to make sure to document. So, um, and and you can see from my photos, like I'm not documenting like revolutionary things here. I'm documenting like planning on the balcony and a drive with my husband in his Fiat and like FaceTiming with family. Like it's not things that like, I feel like that's what I love about the memory planner is that usually the things that end up in my memory planner are things that are just not like, I don't need a whole scrapbook page about, but I do want to remember them. And so this format makes it really easy to do that. And so here I am. I had made the washi deco boxes on sticker paper, and so I'm just peeling back the sticker paper. And I added a few little embellishments to the center, um, and I really like how that turned out. And now I'm going to work on actually printing or adhering the photos down now that I know where they're going to end up. I'm going to work on the flip with these two photos of the sun setting. So this is the same night, and the sunset was wild. I mean, it went from like a kind of grayish color to like a bright orange. It was pretty cool. Um, and then I will just add little bits of washi around the page. So in this case, I'm adding it to border the box that I'm going to write in. So sometimes what I have found is that with decorative boxes, like they take up the whole page and or they take up the whole box, and so I don't have room to add anything else. Whereas with washi, you can add a little bit of decoration without it taking up the entire box. I'm going to create a outlined box here, and then I will use strips of the washi stickers that come in the memory keeping sticker kit on the top to make it look like it's a note. Um, And I will do that also on the middle Monday section as well. Um, and I will have the best luck in the world because I will actually find a quote sticker that fits perfectly in that box that I created. I would love to pretend like I had planned that, but I did not. And yeah, I think maybe this is where um, oh no, I'm going to work on the summer treats. Um, so, um, I yeah, so I found you'll see it later, but I found this quote sticker that fit perfectly. I just had to trim it just a little bit, and it worked great. Um, so at this point in memory planning, it's really just about figuring out where I plan to write and to journal, and then what areas are open for sort of just extra decoration. So for those top Monday, Tuesday boxes, those are actually going together. Actually, all three of those boxes are going together. Um, and you'll see how that works out in the end. And I'll use labels to um, mark kind of where the information is connected to the photos. There it is. There's me adding that quote sticker. Oh my gosh, it fit perfectly. I was pretty pleased about that, especially because it worked really well with the photo next to it about a drive around town in my husband's Fiat. It worked really well. Um, and so I have added quite a bit to the pages at this point. So now I like to look through the word sentiments and find things that I think will go with the page. And I love either the phrase stickers or these like phrase die cuts because sometimes like I don't have the words, but these little die cuts have like really great perfect phrases. So like here, I think this said, "This is the life and living the dream," and putting it together to mark, um, a moment of FaceTiming with my family and my sister-in-law, looking super relaxed in her hammock. Um, so yeah, I love those little embellishments for that. And I'll mimic what I did in the other washi deco box and add a um, embellishment to the other side. Oh my gosh, when I was watching this video earlier to make sure it like was working and it got to this part where there was like washi alpha stickers all over my hands, I absolutely lost it. I thought it was hilarious. So I am using alpha stickers to make basically a title for kind of that whole cluster about having fun with the Fiat. Um, and I thought I would do with like a dash, but instead I decided to just write out with because it looked weird. And so I'm fixing that. And this is just a little trick I use for alphas. I like to put them on a ruler and then peel off the top, and then they typically go down pretty straight. So this is like not necessarily a washi idea, but it's a similar idea of using like paper strips that look like washi to add borders to your boxes. And so I'm doing that's what I'm doing right here. Just to well, for one, the color of these little strips worked really well with the picture next to it. So I wanted to add that. And then I'm going to punch a couple of the scrap paper to add a few more just decorative boxes. Um, it was looking a little bare, and so I will add those. And I'm also trying to figure out what to do with the sidebar. Normally with a sidebar, I will either write in it or add extra photos, but for this one, I just kind of wanted to cover it, and so I will use, again, some of the paper scraps to cover the sidebar, although I should mention, I could have done that with washi as well. I just happen to have the paper scrap. Um, and I'll add another just little scrap to the bottom so that it doesn't look like I ran out of paper. Um, and yeah, and oh man, I'm like totally running out of things to say. Sorry. Um, so this, obviously in this video, this process only takes 12 minutes, but I'm speeding it up quite a bit. This particular layout did take a little longer, but I would say normally when I'm memory planning, especially once my photos are printed, and I know kind of either what kit or what products I'm going to use to decorate, I can get a memory planning spread done pretty quickly, like half an hour. Um, and so this process can be as quick or as, you know, drawn out as you want it to be. And truly, like the week before um, that one, I actually did a bunch of prep to the pages and then added the photos later, and it went really quick. Um, so I am adding some kind of final sticker touches, and then once those are on the page, I will then go in with the journaling. So the journaling is typically what I'm doing last, and partly because by this point, I have a little bit more of the words in mind that I want to say about the photos. If I start with a journaling, I don't always get out what I wanted to say, and so I like to wait till the end to do that. I'm going to I'm going to cut a weekend sticker to that top Sunday box. Um, I had thought that I was going to add more journaling up there, but ultimately I decided to just make it decorative. So here is what it all looks like once the writing is done. And all the journaling's in, and the little flip up that I made. And I'll show you the next page too. I love this process. I love having this memory planner. And if you haven't started memory planning, I encourage you to do so. Make sure to check out the blog post that goes with this process video. And I hope to see you in my next one. Thanks so much. Bye.